I would just like to ask both of you, what would it take for this notion to change? Why should boys have all the fun? To why should girls have all the fun?
All yours.
Okay, why should boys have all the fun? To why should...
Yes.
Okay. I think on a Women's Day, bringing two boys on the stage and asking them this, the agenda behind this is probably to roast us.
Yeah,
Now, coming to your question, I would probably play safe, since there are many beautiful ladies around here. If I answer from the perspective of a guy, I might not be able to exit through this door today. So anyways, I will give you, I remember a forward which was doing rounds a couple of years back. You all must have read about it. Now, there's a showroom full of husbands, okay? A showroom full of husbands with various floors. Now, there's a girl who walks in to select her husband. She goes to the ground floor and all handsome hunks who can cook. So you have handsome hunks who can cook on the ground floor. She says, wonderful, this is good, let me see. We all love shopping, and girls love shopping, so let me see what's there on the first floor. So she goes to the first floor, and now you have handsome hunks. So whatever was there on the ground floor, handsome hunks who can cook, who are CEOs of companies. Okay, so now these guys have money also, and they're CEOs of companies. But let me see one more. Let me see what is there on the next floor. So she goes to the third floor, the second floor. Now you have whatever is there on the ground floor, handsome hunks, they can cook. They are CEOs, but they are bosses of their own companies. So you have owners of companies. What more you can expect? But no. A girl being a girl wants to see more. She has to see the entire store before she buys a dress. So she goes to the third floor. Now third floor you have business tycoons who can cook also and who look good. Come on. So you have everything that you can ask for. But itna mil gaya to yaar, upar to aur bhagwan hi milenge. Chalo, let me try one more time. So she goes to the last floor, the top floor. And there, once she reaches there, there is a big signboard, an LED signboard, where there's written, you are the 1,000,000th to the power n girl who has visited this floor. Sorry, we cannot satisfy you, or there's no husband in this country, in this world, that can satisfy you. That, I would say, in some way, would answer your question.
All right, then, if you say so.
Okay. I think there's a very fine line being brave and being stupid. And somehow I get a feeling I signed up for the wrong one today. Okay. Because I have a room full of women looking at me with questions like this coming from Birita. And I have a wife who's also looking at me because I have to go back home. Okay. So it's a very difficult situation. But so let's keep this fun and don't take it seriously. But I think women can start having fun when they want to have fun. Because every time I think I'm having fun, women don't seem to be having fun. So maybe you should lighten up. Am I getting that wrong? Okay. No, I'm serious about this. I think there are a lot of times I'll bring it down to my own example, and I'm going to get killed today. That's a different story. But I think, I'll give a small example. Here I am playing my FIFA game, and somehow I've got to this, after 2 hours, got to this final, and I'm having great fun, right? And then my wife was saying, listen, you need to do this, I need a decision. And can you not understand that this is like so important at this point of time? Have fun, lighten up. But no, women don't do that. Maybe, I'm just giving a very bad example probably. Hopefully, sorry. Yeah, but I think essentially I see a lot of women, women will lighten up according to men. I mean, Rahul, am I correct in that assessment?
I would agree to this. Now, if you see guys, now our idea of partying is you get a couple of beers, 3-4 guys, and you sit anywhere. Done. This is our standard format. We don't tinker with it. We don't change this format at all. We always have fun. But you ask girls to organize a party, they'll start a month prior. What will I wear? That's the biggest question. And then the makeup, the place, the food, how many items? They have to be very precise with how many items are going to be there. 2 starters? Okay, 2 starters. So they should know that. So they overcomplicate things, I would say, from our perspective.
Okay, sorry. I think Birita, don't okay. Kill us here. Go for it. Yeah.
perfectionist.
Absolutely, I don't doubt that. But perfectionism also brings in a lot of its own problems.
I
I'm
think
with
you have
you,
your
Anuvati,
responses
I'm
from
with
the
you.
audience
I'm
as
with
well.
you. Yeah, Rahul, you got it wrong. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Now, the thing is, perfectionism is one of the issues, because I think when you bring in perfectionism, you sometimes it borders on OCD kind of issues.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll get there.
Now you're dead.
It's just something fun, okay? I'm just.
Okay. I, I think,
Nothing personal. I don't know any of you here. Okay, please.
okay, Kaushik Da and Rahul, I think you will get it, the audience will get a chance to, take
Is there a back
have
exit?
a take on you.
Is there a back exit? Yeah, I'm ready for that. Yeah.
There is, there
Oh,
is.
thank you, Indrani. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about something on a slighter note. What about income parity? Now, for example, if we take Bollywood, we don't have to differentiate men or women based on the performance or their quality or the talent, but still there's a disparity that exists in terms of the income. Yeah, I remember Juhi Chawla, quoting somewhere. She said that during her years in the Bollywood, King Khan, Badshah Khan, these were the terms that were used for the male actors, whereas she was called as Chirpy Chawla. Right? So again, same question from the male perspective. What do you think will it take to change these stereotypes?
No, Bollywood, I would not say is a right mirror to judge India by, or to judge our people by, because Bollywood is full of stereotyping, and not just today, from ages, from the last 50 years, 70 years, from ever. Bollywood has always been, this guy is a son of XYZ, so he's in Bollywood. Somebody else, a Delhiwala, probably cannot make it through. So Bollywood would not be a right example, but across other industries, I would say that is changing. This room is full of the change that we can see right here. All bright, successful young women and girls, I would say. Yes, please.
Being Bollywood being the mirror of what we think is a society, because I feel that Bollywood actually reflects what actually exists,
So,
be the films or the people who are there.
So, Bidita and that lady there, I think this question is a little complex. I think you can't use one way of judging this, because the market decides the price of a thing. If women are going to get more seats, more bums on the seats, you'll have women getting paid more than male actors. That's how it's going to work, right? Let's look at sport.
Yeah.
If
even politics, for that matter.
even politics. So if you look at sport, if you have there's a big debate in the tennis world for a long time, but why should women get paid lesser than men in the the Wimbledons and all the majors? The issue is very simple. The women play 3 sets, men play 5 sets. Physically, it's a very different thing. But at the same time, women tennis has got a lot more eyeballs in, a lot more spectators in, and the difference is going away. I think sport and this kind of fields are different fields, which finally the market or the popularity will decide equality of the space. No, so I was answering her question first.
Yeah,
I was answering her question was about payment.
We'll get back to the audience.
I think what you are talking about is a process of evolution. I think that's the only way I can put it. And within India, there are different parts of the country that look at women very differently. I can tell you the Northeast, I think we are one of the most open, equal thinking population across the country. And we are very lucky about that. When you look at other parts of the country, sometimes this does get stereotyped in a different way. And I think most of it is all those Hindi serials that come on television. I think they keep on, just reinforcing this stereotype all over again and again, that's how a bahu should be. I mean, the best thing you should do is throw those channels out. Don't let anybody in the house watch them. And I think that will be the first move. I think this is one of the first things you should do. That's what I would advise.
Right. I was getting there, yes.
Okay, this is an interesting question. If you're if you had a choice of two restaurants, one had really bad food and one had really good food, where will you go?
Very smart. Very smart.
That's my
Anyway,
answer.
coming
No,
back
my,
to the,
my answer to that
Yeah,
is
Rahul.
neither I cook at home nor my wife does. So we have made peace with ourselves. So there is a cook to cook the food.
Okay, along the same lines, why is it that, when a man comes home, and decides that he would help his children with his homework, the next day it is highlighted that the father or the male person in the family has helped the children with the homework or any household work? Why is it still there? And again, the same question, what will it take to change that?
Men should not help with the homework. Just kidding, just kidding. No, so I'm just kidding. You wanted an answer, so I thought this is the easiest answer to give. No, I don't think so. I think again this is changing because the family system has changed. We live in more nuclear families,
Yes.
so you have parents living on their own, and I see my friends. I mean, I don't have children, so I don't really can't connect on that one. But I mean, I've got my friends who have lived with the children, and at times I've seen that fathers have taken the daughter and the son out for a holiday, and they're young kids to Goa, or the mother has gone on something else. Things are changing. I think if you left in a joint family household, things were a little more different. I think with the smaller, nuclear families, is probably not even an option anymore. I think that's what I look at.
Rahul, your take on this?
What I would say is, with my own experience, we should not be allowed to teach men. We are very bad teachers. So if we end up teaching values and even say even maths to our children, we would you're sure they'll get D, nothing more than that. So we are bad teachers. But there are a few guys who are good at cooking. That is there. But I admire most of the girls how they manage. When I see my wife or it's a safe thing to say, you see, in this crowd. So when I see my wife teaching my son, or I see the others in my family teaching, so I am really surprised how they can keep their cool and sit there for hours listening to the same question and giving the same answer again and again and again. Now recently, my kid is in class 5, and the school teacher gave an example of some moral science. I think moral science, or what do they call it these days? I do not know. Now she gave an example that death is uncertain. You never know what might happen tomorrow. You might go home and your mom might be, say, going to shopping, and she might meet with an accident, and next moment she might be no more. Now that stayed with him, okay, and even till date is there with him. It has been 6 months, and every time she steps out of the house, he will keep calling her. Every 5 minutes he'll call her with some other pretext. Mom, how are you? Where have we reached? When are you coming back? But she will never lose her cool. If he calls me twice, I'll say, "Arey yaar, band karna, matlab, come on. You need to understand." But then she never loses her cool. She keeps explaining in the same thing again and again and again. So that's fantastic, Most girls are like this. They are very cool here and here, which we aren't.
Okay, so that's how you would like to see it. Anyway, okay, do you all know when is the International Men's Day?
It has never been celebrated, so.
Yeah, why is it that? Why do you think it's not?
Every day is a good day.
Now, I will give you, I'll give you a good take on this. Okay, every day is a good day. And there is a lot of learning for you all women out of this. Russell Peters. Anyone following Russell Peters? I just happen to remember one of his shows where he says that woman needs to constantly keep thinking, okay? Their mind has to constantly keep thinking something or the other. There will be 50 thoughts in their mind at any given point in time. There's a marriage 2 months down the line, and they'll keep thinking about the marriage from today. If they have to go for an event 5 days down the line, or probably they have to plan to cook something tonight, they start thinking from morning. So they have to keep thinking. On the contrary, a guy, can sit in a place, staring out at the space, at open space, for 15 minutes, and not think of anything. Simple blank. And if you put a microscope inside to see what's going on in his brain, you will at best see a wallpaper, just a wallpaper. Nothing else, blank. That changes when the wife enters. You see, that changes. How the scenario changes, I'll tell you. Now, when the wife enters, now she has to think constantly. She cannot understand this thing, that you are not thinking anything. So when she enters, the first thing she'll ask, what are you thinking?
You're on dangerous territory right now. Okay, relax.
I know, I'm just looking at the reactions of the audience and thinking,
No, I'm lucky,
okay,
my wife is
Rahul.
not there today.
All right. Can we have some questions from the audience as well? So that...
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Why should boys have all the fun? I really believe that boys are having all the fun because somewhere we are allowing them to have all the fun. Because, I am a working woman. I've been working for the last 20 years. My mom was a working woman. So somewhere, what happens is that we tend to try and become super women, And the thing is that when you can't perform, you end up feeling guilty. So that I think is something which we need to stop in ourselves. We try to overdo ourselves somewhere. So I really think that boys are having all the fun because we are allowing them to have all the fun.
Absolutely, living guilt-free. Yes.
Completely with you on this. I mean, I'll tell you one personal thing is that, when women work so hard, we have played a round of golf for 4 hours, then we're sitting and having a beer. The only thing we talk about is how smart our wives are, how hard working our wives are, how they are super women.
Now he's
Because the
playing
beer
safe.
helps.
Now he's planning his exit.
Absolute point. No, I think you've got a fair point. I think women are super women. As far as I'm concerned, or most people I know, my friends, I think we look at women as super women. I think we would not even have a chance of doing 10% of what you guys do. You should not be. You should not be. Do what you want. Be happy.
Be yourself. That's what I think one should.
Earlier men used to scold the women and say, hey, to make no. Now the men appreciate the women so that they shut up. This is a new way of handling women.
So, see, I have realized one thing, Anubhuti, that I will never win an argument with a woman, right? So I don't even try anymore.
All right. Do we have any more questions from the audience?
Now, I would like to add
Oh, yes, Rahul, please.
I would like to add to this. Now, the tagline says, why should boys have all the fun? Now, if we twist this, how can girls have all the fun? Okay. You remember the first forward, the joke that I told you about a showroom of eligible bachelors? Now, imagine there's another showroom of eligible girls. Okay, you enter, anybody, ask any boy, okay, you enter the ground floor and you have beautiful girls there, simply beautiful, no qualifications, you have beautiful girls there. End of story. The other floors will never be explored. So my take is, keep it simple. Okay, life is very simple, it's very short. It's important to smile every day. Your quota of laughing every day should be fulfilled in that day. You cannot carry it forward. You cannot say, I'll do it tomorrow. Let me finish this now. Let me finish cleaning my drawer now. Let me finish doing the dusting work. Let me finish my office work. And then I'll enjoy. You have to have your quota of fun every day. And that's what we do. Even if two of us meet over samosa and tea on the roadside, we will have fun. So keep it simple and keep laughing. Keep smiling. Happy Women's Day to you all.
Yes, one more question. Okay, observation. Yeah.
That, our sense or the concept of having fun for women also is a bit different. Because at the end of the day, when you are, after your work, you really want to come back home to your children. And if you're not back in time, you get 100 calls from your family, your children. Mom, when are you coming back? I have have to go to this place, you have to do this. But they never call up their fathers. Their father can be as late as ever, and they'll not get a call from their, children. So that is one thing. And the second thing is that the sense of security, social security, which is not as profound here as in the West. Because you cannot go out to a late night party with your friends, which is not as safe as it seems like even today. And even when, because I'm a runner and I go out to run at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't feel safe at all, which is not the same for my male counterparts. So this sense of social security should also be there when you're talking about, having fun at the same time as work, because we work as hard as our male counterparts, but we are not eligible to the same kind of fun which our male counterparts are eligible to. So the sense of social security should go hand in hand.
Right.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just one final question and observation, and also it's open to the audience. How easy or difficult is it to take orders from a female boss, from the male perspective?
No problem. I do it every day. I take it every day.
As long as she's beautiful.
I think Rahul has opened,
You open your fronts, you...
I know, he's inviting trouble, I think.
That's why.
Any observations from the audience on this question about taking orders from female boss from the male perspective? Yes, Hamad? Or the difference that you see?
Yes, so somehow they can sense that, how actually things are happening. I mean, so I think they are better at monitoring and, guiding you through the process.
To add to this, I would like to, my observation is girls today, though they are fairly, our society is fairly opened up. But I would say our girls are not aspiring enough. Somehow they are reaching to a level and they are coming to a comfort zone. Okay, this is fine. Itna bas hai. So I keep telling my wife also and others also. And what Hamad said right now is very right. Girls are super organized, super organized. We guys are just, we will act when there is a need to act. But girls are super organized in everything they do, even in office, even at home. But I think the aspiration is where the challenge is. So the aspiration level has to be a notch higher. And there should be clarity. And you should voice out your aspiration rather than keeping it to yourself and expecting people to understand and recognize you. You should voice it out. This is what I want. This is what I am. This is what I will do. Don't ask permission.
Yeah, I think I just want to add on.
Yes.
The first
Yes,
part
please,
was a
yeah.
fun one. As far as working with a boss, I think I have an organization where 90% of my employees are women, okay? And they are brilliant at what they do, okay? They are brilliant at what they do. And every time I have employed a guy, it's a matter of time I have to get rid of him because that guy doesn't compare to what the quality of work, that output that comes out of a lady, okay? I think women are organized. They are much more structured. As Rahul said that sometimes the ambition is a little muted, probably, or they probably prioritize something else, right. Family at times, at times over a personal business goal or career goal. I think that's going to change. I think we are looking at a society where it doesn't matter anymore. I don't see that happening anymore as a problem.
You think as a society we are changing?
Oh, I absolutely think so. I think when I first came to Assam in 2002, when I came back, I thought the number of women working here was much lesser than what it is today. And they're all very, very well read. They're better educated than the guys. They are much more focused than the guys, because with the guys, like every half an hour smoke break, you see, I see them all the time, right? But the women are focused, they work and they get the job done all the time. I mean, I can rely on a woman employee any day over a guy. That's a fact.
Any inputs from the audience, if anyone would want to like to add?
aspirations, yes, which you pointed out, is because the woman has to prioritize many things. You know, if both of you are working, then, you know, at the end of the day, you have to take, it's the bahu who has to take the mother-in-law to the doctor. She's not going to call up her son because he's busy. But your job is not considered to be as busy, you know, because you will have to manage. That's one thing. So priority-wise, she has to think of a lot of things, because of which her aspirations are bogged down. Because once again, if you talk about two people working in the same household, imagine a scenario if what happens when a woman is transferred somewhere else? Will the man take the entire responsibility of the parents and the children and say that okay, you go and enjoy your posting there? No. She'll have to put in applications to stop her transfer. Or maybe her promotion also. That happens all the time. And yes, I agree to what you said, that our society is changing gradually, but yes, it is changing, and hopefully, you know, we'll see much more changes in the coming days. And your question in the beginning, what you said was that males taking orders from female bosses.
Yes.
Well, I'm really sorry to say, from my experience, I've seen that.
I wanted responses from
really,
the
you know,
females.
I mean, this is from first-hand experience that some of them really have problems, you know, and the kind of, you know, backbiting which goes on behind after coming out from that cabin, it's horrible, you know. Ki jane? Bohi bola ke bohi se? That type of attitude, which is simply not acceptable.
Absolutely.
Right.
For men, I think the detachment is quite easy, but women can't detach from family or work or whatever. So whenever we do anything, we want to do it 100%, and it becomes, because we involve ourselves, that work, the designation becomes our own, and we can't detach from it. So I think as women, we have to learn how to detach from family. Also, what we should give, priorities have to be given, children are the best, but after 16, those children won't remember us. After they are 15, they'll have their own world. That's what my mom keeps telling me. They forget us. They'll have their own life. So we also need to learn how to detach. And that is why I think I think Vipassana, meditation, all that helps. So I am surely trying to detach myself, but I know it's a difficult task.
Yeah, Anubhati, I mean, what I've been hearing is that these are real life situations you guys are talking about. But in all these cases, the man of the house has not told you that this is the way it's going to be. It just happens to be the way it is at this point of time. At times, I think it's changing. I think people want to contribute, people want to help, people want the lady of the house to be happier, more relaxed compared to, I mean, I would like to say, I hope so, at least, if nothing else.
Just putting in my last words. Firstly, like she said that, you know, the children are never going to call their papa and say, what time are you going to come home? I'll in fact put it in a lighter note saying that if he comes back home early from office, they'll say, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
You know, something's wrong today. Why is he already at home? So that is one. And secondly, I would say, all putting together what everyone's trying to say, that's true that, you know, the society in which we have come across all these years, it'll take some time, because when you say women as a boss or as women in the home taking care, we are also somewhere scared with what people will say, what will happen. Even women bitching about women, men bitching about women. Ye to aise hi chair mein, maybe her husband does something, which I got to face that number of times. Isiliye hoga, actually karega to she is like nothing, no brains. You know, so you have to do doubly to be where men are. So it is still changing. It will take a long time. That is what I have to say. And secondly, women also need to somewhere, which I am now trying to do when I'm doing empowerment of women projects. So I try to go and tell them, you know, when they look at you and say, I think somebody was supporting you at your home that you're here today. Nobody's supporting nobody. It doesn't come in a platter. You have to face it. It's all equal. You, as you know, Nelly ma'am, she had said at that time during the thing that you have to face it, you have to work hard, you have to focus. It's the same for everybody. Yes, for us at this moment in this social structure, it is doubly more.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you on this.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have seen scenes behind closed doors where women are being passed over for big accounts, saying that iski to shadi ho jayegi, chali jayegi, iske bachche ho jayenge, fir se maternity leave legi. So women are not given the proper chances to prove themselves. And the women, they don't know that what's the reason they were not being assigned those projects. So this mindset needs to change.
Can I answer that question. I think when you talk about these things, you have to understand one thing. You talk about big organizations, their loyalty is to their shareholder, okay, and the return of the money. And Mr. He'll sir can explain that to you if you want to look in detail, because eventually it's about leaving the emotions out. You have to make a decision based on long term. What is the return of this employment? They look at you as a machine at times, and it's just not just ladies. I think it's the human being as a resource, and I think to expect these organizations to have a human touch will take time. And you work in HR, so you don't know that. It takes time. It takes a lot of time.
So how can women aspire to get bigger roles?
I think aspiration is something that everybody across the board has. The question is performance. I think performance today is rewarded, come what may.
No, it is not. I disagree, because I have seen that phase.
Sir would like to add something. Yes.
Please go on.
Sure.
I agree with her, and I'd say the women are the best managers, best multitaskers, and they are able to, whatever, you have fun, the guys have fun because of them, and they are the people who work on every crisis. They are the best crisis managers. So in the your corporate world also, we see a lot of women very successful, and if given a chance, or they have to work double or triple, they have to come out of that barriers and then prove. So I think given a chance, the corporate world can do better. True. But there are a lot of barriers. If I want in my company the women to work more, there are a lot of barriers. Every day I can't fight out. So I see there's a lot of gap, and we need to do more, and it'll take some time.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Yeah, things are changing. I'll give you another example. I think the Tatas have started this policy of rehiring all employees post childbirth and things like that. So these are changing. These are interesting things that are coming back, and people are looking at women as very good employees. So I mean, even after a big hiatus, they're re-employing their former employees after having children and things like that at very good positions.
And adding to what I said earlier regarding aspirations, now these aspirations have to be said out loud. Now, a woman in her 20s, recently married, must be aspiring to be a manager, but she is denied this promotion because the bosses think she might go the family way, have a child in a couple of years. So she has to voice out her aspirations loud and clear to everyone around. She has to act that way. And believe it or not, there is a glass ceiling. So you have to work doubly to break this glass ceiling. Probably the next generation will thank you for this, but this generation will have to work doubly to ensure that this glass ceiling is no more.
I think the session in the morning have actually addressed breaking the glass ceiling. Any more observations from the audience? Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm in such heavy talks, but something that what I go through every time, sometimes what happens, when I'm going out with my seniors, especially, when we go out of the office and all, being a lady, most of these seniors, being gents and all, they'll tell me that you are the only lady among us. So you do one thing, you decide on the menu. And trust me, I'm so bad at it at home. Somehow I manage the show at home, I'm not a good cook at all. But deciding on the menu is something I request all the gents, if they're holding these important positions wherever they are, please do not ask a lady to decide on the menu, okay? And there's another thing, amidst all these heavy talks, it's a sheer coincidence that today we are talking about this gender parity, but a week back, last Sunday, I shared a very small incident in Assam Tribune. I do not know how many, some people must have read it. It came under the section different strokes. Now this incident happened with me almost 3 years back when my younger one, she was in class 3. Actually what happened, while I was at work, she called me up and then she told me, Mama, what is so do wo? And I was busy with the work and I really did not know how to reply on that, So I thought about it and I said, why do you need this? Then she said, you see, I'm filling up my, this examination form for the art school. So, I need that. So I said, since it's for the purpose of filling up the form, maybe it is for son of, daughter of, or wife of. And she said, I think so. It is that is the way. So thank you, bye. And she kept the phone. And I was so happy, that I was in the office and I was being able to help her, And but again, after some time, she called me back. Mama, why there's no ho? And I thought, what is ho? I actually, because I got occupied in with the work again. So what is ho? And then I realized, oh, ho, okay. Then she asked me why, again she asked me, that why there's no ho. I said that maybe there's no ho because probably, maybe it's not required. Now I do not know how many people have actually understood ho. Actually what she meant was that why, husband of. So at that point of time, I couldn't give her the right reply, but I do expect the gents out here, I hope, they'll be able to give an answer to that so that I go back and give that answer to my daughter. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone in the audience would like to take that? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, a similar incident happened to me also. Once last month, I went to a police station. So I had to report my son's this cycle was stolen. So when we went from a building, like from the society, to file the report, and when I wrote the FIR and I just wrote my name there. So he was asking, the policeman, he was asking me, why don't you write your husband's name? I said, why? No, you have to write because that is your identity. You should be known whose wife you are. I said, why? If the other person who is sitting, another member from our society, I said, why not? If he has to write the report, does he have to put his wife's name there? It was like, no, you have to do apni diboi lagibo mane nohole keneko janim kun hoy apni. It's like that. So the society needs to change and the mindset everywhere. It's not a single organization or so. Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at all the points being brought up, they all point to the same thing. Yes. And I think it's about change. I think, but what we must also look 10 years back and see what the change that happened. And I think it's changing rapidly. I think all of you must use these opportunities to, a situation like this, probably in your school, you should go and, understand why not husband off, why wife off instead of wife off, whatever it is. I mean, ma'am, you'll have to keep on trying. It will change with, it changes with time. I think, I'm not surprised. Because I think what happens is, these mindsets come in when the people are young. And when you change it with the your children, or in that age group, it will keep on changing. I mean, I'll give you a small example. And I hope I'm politically not incorrect. I think, I have noticed that my parents' generation was very interested in castes. Okay, whose caste is what caste is what. I don't even know what my wife's caste is. I don't even know any of my friends what their caste is. It doesn't matter to anybody in our generation. I think that changes happen in that one generation. I think things like this will happen very quickly. I think we just need to play our part in it. That's all.
Yes, thank you, Kaushik Da. Thank you, Rahul. I think this question will open plethora of other questions and more discussions and debates, and it is never ending. But I think, on a personal note, I am hopeful that things are changing and changing for the good. All right, this was it from three of us. Thank you so much for your patient listening, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Dr. Bidita Das, thank you so much for moderating this. Kindly felicitate our guests. That is true gender parity, I suppose. Well.